Hello everyone, welcome to this presentation on Airbnb for network economy. The group members include Gyanundarai, Fan Yang, Jaunja, Ajit Kumar and myself, Jagannath Reddy. Airbnb is an online community marketplace that connects people looking to rent their homes with people who are looking for accommodations. Airbnb users include host and guest, where the host enlist and rent out vacant spaces, while travelers search for and book accommodations browsing through 3 million properties from over 191 countries. As is the case with any network orchestrating firm or company, it is very important to make sure that they are placed in this diagram on the top right hand side in the mesh sweet spot box. That an Airbnb has been placed exactly over there. That is because it satisfies both the criterion of being an expensive property to own and often not used very frequently. The core idea of Airbnb revolves around letting out spaces which are not always occupied, so there is high idling capacity, and through being a physical offering, allows intangible sharing with others who don't own it and only want to rent it on a temporary basis. Case in point, a businessman who is looking to travel from one place to the other and is not after an expensive hotel for a night or two. The big competitive advantage for all network orchestrators like Airbnb over the traditional business model is the near zero marginal cost that they incur for adding one more user onto their platform. Apartment and homeowners on Airbnb are able to rent out their properties far more cheaply because their fixed costs such as mortgage payments and property taxes have already been taken care of. The big brick-and-mortar hotel chains, on the other hand, cannot go below a certain level for their prices per room purely because of the huge overhead and operating costs that they need to take into consideration. The significant competitive advantage allows Airbnb to leverage more with their pricing strategies, knowing that their profits are still going to be quite significant in the near future, although they are still forced to not collect commission in the initial few months. Pestle analysis. Instead of going over all the 6 factors, we've just listed down 4 important ones. Legal issues. Since the concept involves the exchange of services dealing with physical nature like houses and apartments, there have been and continue to remain legal hassles for Airbnb. For example, in some places, the owner is mandated by law to stay in the property that he is renting out, which might not be followed keenly by the owners themselves and presents a loophole avoiding the attention of Airbnb. Also, matters relating to payment of taxes while renting out spaces temporarily have also been criticisms of possible governance lapses from Airbnb previously. Talking about economic benefits, they are multifold, benefits both the host and the travelers. Also has a multiplier effect to help in the macroeconomic terms, even the state economies, through revenues and job creation. In New York alone, it generated over $600 million and led to creating around 4,000 jobs. It is also a big boon for localities where there are no organized hotel industry set up. Social networking is the underlying pillar of Airbnb. Hosts rent out their spaces and travelers document their experience online through reviews and blogs. This creates publicity for Airbnb without paying for it. Recently, the aspect of experiences have also been introduced by Airbnb, wherein the visitors not only book accommodations but also activities and experiences, including city trips and gourmet trials. Technology. If social networking is the intangible backbone of Airbnb and the concept of it, then technology is the tangible spine that is keeping Airbnb running. Without technology, Airbnb would not have the marginal cost advantage that I spoke of in the previous slide, nor the capacity to host a website that is enlisting millions of properties. Airbnb also uses cloud services to help the users with coordinating their payments for booking and cancellation. Big part of governance relating to ID, identification, and validating the profiles using Airbnb is supported through the state-of-art techniques that allow the users to prove their authenticity from home and also safeguards the users from being exploited through possible data leaks in the future. The whole idea is about disrupting the existing market of rental spaces and vacation stays. to transform from an already existing service, which is possibly connecting one vendor with multiple customers, to providing a platform for the interaction of multiple vendors and multiple customers. Providing an online platform facilitating the exchange of crucial information relating to the variety of services being offered, forms of currencies that can be used, and details relating to the actual product offering, including profile details, amenities offered, prices, etc. The platform is designed with the leverage in mind to increase the bandwidth in future and also have the possibility to scale up. Airbnb, being a network orchestrator, it is important to understand if it addresses the three main topics of a sharing economy. If it reduces search cost, which it certainly does, by providing millions of options on the same website with the help of pictures and reviews and referrals, it reduces the search cost significantly. When it comes to transaction cost, allowing for online account verification, customized advanced booking and cancellation options at the discretion of the owners and not through any company, and even having flexible duration of stays are all significant reducers in terms of transaction cost. In terms of network leverage, having abundance of options due to the ever-growing base of owners and customers, there is an increase in the choices and options for both the customers as well as for the guests. And also as part of the network, it allows for communities to be made up within Airbnb, where owners themselves or even guests themselves could get into groups and organize activities and experiences from different localities that they belong to. Looking at the concept of the idea, it only makes sense to have on board the owners first, because without the places to stay, where will the guests choose to rent spaces from? Of course, it is also imperative that the guests choose to quickly sign up to the platform before it becomes too late and the owners decide to exit the system. This is where the pricing becomes very crucial, and a lot of careful thought must be put into the commission that is going to be charged from both the owners and the guests in the initial few years of the company. Starting out, during the testing phase of the concept, it makes sense not to charge any commission, as at least there will be no sense of resentment attached to paying a certain amount of fee initially and not having a guest book your room, or vice versa for a customer. Important to have a long-term growth plan and not become short-sighted and blinded by current and short-term profits. Since Airbnb is a multi-sided platform, it is crucial to understand the benefits for people involved on both ends of the transaction, the owners and the guest. The owners are provided a free platform for displaying their rental space. They're also taken away all the admin formalities, including registration of booking, verification, and payment processing, etc. Even the availability of room dates is at the discretion of the owners, which gives them complete control over their own listing. In terms of the benefits for the users, they're initially given an orchestrating service of network, bringing together hundreds of potentially rentable spaces, and the choice is also given to select from among differently priced, geographically dispersed range of accommodation options. Their transaction costs are also greatly reduced, as we saw from the previous slides. In terms of design, common complaint against most travel and accommodation aggregating website is the clutter that we notice. They are filled with hidden pop-ups and advertisements. Airbnb maintains a clutter-free website to give both the owners and customers a seamless experience in listing accommodations and booking respectively. Maximum use of white is again the proof of Airbnb's intention to keep the whole website and the customer journey one which is very simple and easy to use. Pricing. Initially, there will be no charge or commission that will be mandated from the customers or the owners. Only after Airbnb has reached a certain base of users will the idea of commission and service fee be implemented. Right now, Airbnb is charging a standard commission fee of 3% from the owners and 6 to 12% from the guests. In terms of governance, it is important to have a strict policy regarding both physical as well as online safety. Many aspects of safety, ranging from physical to online privacy and exhaustive terms of agreement, have been criticisms that have been leveled previously against Airbnb. To overcome the problem of stranger danger, Airbnb necessitated user profiles with thorough verification and also updated their terms of use in 2014 to ensure that the owners willfully disclose the use of any and every surveillance equipment and CCTV cameras to the guests prior to booking. And now we can take a look at the competition and the status of the competitors that are the biggest challenge for Airbnb. Tripping.com is the biggest competitor for Airbnb. It has more number of properties and locations. With more than 9 million properties spread out over 150,000 destinations, it easily beats Airbnb for scale and size. The biggest USP, though, is the constant partnerships that Tripping nurses with other potential competitors of Airbnb like Roomorama, HomeAway, HouseTrip, Homestay, and many more as such. Through its partnership with Booking.com and AARP, it also became the first travel search website to debut on-site booking. The second biggest competitor for Airbnb is Flipkey. Although not even as big as Tripping.com or Airbnb itself, it still boasts over 300,000 properties and a specialist in vacation rental space. The biggest USP of Flipkey is the option that it gives the owners in enlisting their properties free of cost. Despite not paying for their listing, owners are assured of at least 72 inquiries on an average per year. Since also being acquired by TripAdvisor in 2008, it benefits massively from the combined footfall of online customers, with over 340 million guests browsing the website every month looking for options. And with that, we come to the end of the presentation, and you could only listen to just one voice, mainly because it was not possible for all the four members to be present at the same place for the recording. But the content has been contributed and split apart equally and in equal parts from all the four members, and that's about it. Thank you and have a nice day.